Gentlemen, it's that time. Welcome to the Call of Duty Championship New Zealand Qualifier. I'm in Maniac, joined by Mike. Mike, we have an amazing day of Call of Duty ahead of us.
We do. I can't wait for it. We have 8 teams finalised in that bracket. It's going to be an interesting day for New Zealand Call of Duty.
It's going to be quite the amazing day. We're really pumped here for our second weekend in a row of the Call of Duty Championship Qualifier, streamed here from our studio here in sunny Sydney, Australia. We're going to have a quick recap of our qualification process for those of you punters playing at home. What we're going to be doing today is playing our qualifier for New Zealand, where the top 1 team, so just 1 team, will go through to our Asia Pacific finals, where they will meet the 5 Australian teams that qualified last weekend, as well as 2 teams from the Singapore, Hong Kong and Taiwan region that are playing their qualification process this weekend as well. The Asia Pacific finals details will be announced soon, where those 8 qualified teams will compete for the 3 spots at the Call of Duty World Championships on the 27th to 30th March in LA, USA, for that $1 million prize pool. That is quite the juicy prize pool, Mike.
It is, and I mean, especially since our region has been merged with Asia this year round, we've got that extra spot for those Australian New Zealand teams. It's a big incentive for these teams, but New Zealand still only has 1 spot to qualify for regionals to even stand their chance to go to that LA event, and it all starts with this qualifier.
Indeed it does, Mike. So we're going to have a quick recap as well of last week's qualifiers, where the first Australian team to go through was, of course, Trident AU. It was quite the series indeed. If you guys haven't seen that, make sure you check out the rebroadcast on MLG.tv. Following them was Plantronics Mindfreak, who went through in a 3-0 fashion. And look, pretty much expected from that squad. We also saw T1 Dotters to round out the 3 teams who got through on the Saturday. Following them on the Sunday, we saw the hashtag Bill Wall team of Integral, and rounding out our top 5 was Avant-Garde. Now, those 5 teams have gone through and are going to be meeting our number 1 team from today at the Asia Pacific Finals. Meister, this whole qualification process has got me buzzing, mate. I can't wait for this tournament to kick off.
I mean, last weekend, as you mentioned, the qualifiers that were there, it was an interesting, turn of events. We had some upsets go out throughout the weekend as well. And for this New Zealand spot, it's only 1 day, so they've only got 1 chance, 1 mistake, and it could be a fatal error. Now, we already have our fan favourites Ignitions in the top end of this bracket, but once again, single elimination, one chance, 1 mistake, and 1 upset, and it could throw them out as well. So with 8 teams, got 1 in 8 shot to get that spot and to go to the regional finals.
Yeah, speaking of 1 shot, it's actually a 1 in 7 shot now, as we saw Flair, one of the other favourites in this bracket, progressing already through to round number 2 as their opponents were actually DQ'd. The rules of this tournament were 3 players need to be from New Zealand, and unfortunately only 2 of their players were. So they are out of the tournament. With all that said and done, we're going to be jumping into our first game. We've got Rip Halo versus Team No Mercy. Before we jump into play-by-play, Mike, let's just touch on these teams. Rip Halo, I think the name speaks for itself, but some of these people playing at home might not know these guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's a couple of Halo players jumping over for this CoD Champs qualifier, just trying their luck and see how things go. Now, I just want to point out that, once again, these are Halo players. They don't have too much experience here in Call of Duty, but they are taking on the team of Team Have Mercy, and we'll see how they will play out as well. Of course, a couple of new names coming out in this twist as well. The hard point, though, already on 5, 11 points to 9. Both teams got a couple points on the board, 23 seconds remaining.
Yeah, as always, we see in these hardpoint game types, whether they're pros or AM teams, it's always this first hardpoint where everyone scrambles for that first kill, and teams get established here. That's why these points are really so even, 18 to 15, and Rip Halo actually have control of this 5 hardpoint right now. There's just over 5 seconds left in the hill, and as you can see on your mini-map, the probably more experienced squad of Team No Mercy have already set up on the next hardpoint over in this red building. We've got Cluz and Exceeds both here in the hill, and we've got Cluz trying to clean up the first kill. Indeed, he does on Wallow. I'm going to call him Wallow. D-Lord comes in to lead the charge for the Rip Halo squad. 3 players now holding down this hard point. He's making it rain, Team No Mercy players, and look at this now. No Mercy are all of a sudden back in charge, and it's very even points so far.
It definitely is. I mean, 37 points to 32. Still definitely keeping close here over on the red stairs. You're going to be having the teams just trying to contest. A little bit of friendly fire was nearly happening there out of them, but still the team of Halo They're trying to push on down through snow. They're trying to get a couple of shots in. That was Bolt who took out one, now takes down two before getting shut down himself. Now 13 seconds still remain. These players, you can see, they're still trying to work out all the mechanics and all the aiming capabilities here in this game. And, it's not second nature to them yet, but they're definitely putting up a show.
Indeed they are, Mikester, and obviously we're seeing now the Rip Halo guys doing the early rotation. Actually, no, it's not. I apologize. It is still, once again, Team No Mercy showing their experience in this game. They are slightly walking away with a lead right now. 62-35 is the score at the moment. Taco Exceeds is going to be in here holding down the point in that ever so popular spot on top of the crate. Med's in here to back him up as well. Both of these players picking up shots. Med actually picked up the nice two-piece there. He's getting shots out towards purple. He's going to be shut down. Exceeds the only one left alive for his squad, and he's going to work. Picks up the two-piece before D-Lord is going to come in and show him the ropes by taking him down. We're on with D-Lord now as he follows up with another kill on Kluz before Med is going to clean things up for his team. He's gone positive at the moment. 8 for 6, 7:15 on the clock, and 85-39. It looks like this Team No Mercy squad are establishing their ground.
They are, and I mean, they've got that lead. Of course, still 10 seconds remaining here in the hard point itself. 7 minutes in the overall game. The shot's still going to be coming out. Of course, the team of RP Halo still need to just work on those transitions. I'm not too sure if they know exactly where all these rotations are just yet. As I say that, they're going to be over on the Biolab. They're going to be trying to push on down, but it is Have Mercy who are there holding off on this green side, and you can see these shots already. The players from RP Halo were able to pick off a couple of early kills, but Kluz is there to try and just defend that. He's got his teammates with him as well, and that score's just increasing, 116 and counting to 39.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a 100-point gap in just a second here as we're on with Exceeds from Team No Mercy. He's got back up there by the Mole and Kluz, and he's going to need it as he's taken down over with Kluz. Gets those shots out with the ASM-1 before he's going to be dropped by Wallow. The Mole and Med are both going to be picking up kills, though, still holding down this green route hard point, 131-40 with just over 6 minutes. Something's going to tell me that time is not going to matter much as these guys are just picking up these this Halo squad of Ball, D-Lord, Sharpie, and Wallow, and I don't think they're going to be able to answer back when it is now a 100-point difference. We're going to be seeing Exceeds getting the last seconds of this hard point. We're now going to set up the rotation. Ball's over here in Biolab, and it was good to see this Rip Halo squad in position for the next hard point, but it just wasn't meant to be as they got shut down pretty fast and just are getting outgunned right now by the Team No Mercy squad.
Yeah, I mean, hardpoint's one of those interesting game types where you do need a little bit of practice on it. You can't just run and gun and expect things to really go your way, and I really think that is showing here in this scoreline, 159 counting to 40. Unfortunately, RP Halo just haven't been able to get these kills, all those points on the board. That being said, Have Mercy have got that control. You see that set up now with that minimap. They've got 3 in the Biolab. They're going to be watching over through this ice side. Will those kills happen, though? That is a question. Bol's going to be pushing on out. He'll get one before getting taken down, but still 3 players in that Biolab. 17 seconds remaining, and in those 17 seconds, they'll be reaching that 200-point mark fairly close.
Yeah, I think they're going to be reaching it very fast, and you see the D-Lord, he picked left. He should have picked right as he was quickly taken down over with Ball now to try and finally break this Biolab hardpoint. It's not going to matter, though, as it is now just about to rotate. They are going to pick up the final seconds, but it's going to move back to our first hardpoint down in the 5 building. They're going to need to go straight on down ice, but the Mole's going to be there waiting for him. That's crouching on top there. He's jumping through the window to clean it up, but then he's going to be taken out by some friendly fire from Exceeds, killing the barrels, and Sharpie Bow also takes a dive. I guess they even things up for both of their teams. Kluz, Med, and the Mole all holding down this hardpoint, and we've got to be honest here, Mike, it looks like a bit of a whitewash right now.
It does. It definitely seems one side. Doesn't seem like we'll be using the entire time limit here. Either way, it's only map number 1 here in the series, so it's definitely going to mean something here as we are, we're on board with Med. He's looking over into ice. His team's just being able to get those points. Now, even with the remainder of this hard point, it won't be possible for them to take the win just off this one, so they'll still need to rotate over onto those red stairs, and it is still technically possible for that comeback. It just seems very unlikely at this stage. With 9 seconds remaining here, still being contested, RP Halo are managing to get the scrap time, but with all 4 of their players there, the players from Have Mercy already on the red stairs, their rotations just unfortunately aren't on point. Not too sure if, as again, I think they're just waiting to see where it really goes to so they can rotate there. And by the time they do, I mean, 10 more seconds and it looks like time will be up.
Yeah, it was just too late there. All 4 players from Rip Halo were still in the 5 building. There was only 20 seconds left for Team No Mercy. They were already all set up, and when it rotated, all of the Rip Halo players were still at 5, you know, didn't give them enough time to rotate around. 2 seconds left for the Team No Mercy squad to win. It looks like they're going to be cleaning it up right now as Exceeds fires on all of those Halo players. There's one player left. He's going to clean him up as well. Ooh. Gets the shots out, heavy tags, but no one's going to be taken down. D-Lord's going to be hanging out here to try and hold it down, but it looks like this final second is going to be taken surely pretty soon. Sharpie Bo's going to try and say something about it, and look at that. The big 2-piece there at the end, which we'll hopefully be seeing on the kill cam. 250 to 59, nearly a 200-point thrashing, Mike.
Yeah, once again, definitely a one-sided match here. But keep in mind, you know, hardpoint, once again, I mean, you saw it in this game, you saw it in previous titles that did have that hardpoint game type. It's really something that requires a little bit more practice sometimes. You need to learn those rotations, you need to learn those spawns, you need to learn those setups to be able to really make some plays. And especially coming out of the Halo team, I mean, they play Halo, you know, they might have, you know, their King of the Hill, but it's a fair bit different to the way you need to set up. I mean, being a Halo, you know, being from that area before, you know that, you know, it's a fairly different game type. While it's similar in some aspects, it's different in all the others, but they still have a chance. They've got, you know, search and destroy, maybe capture the flag later on if they can, you know, continue that going, and you know, they have to rely on that to come back.
I think it's about as similar as a potato to a Mack truck. I mean, it's got the fact that it's an FPS in common, but obviously there's a huge transition between Halo and Call of Duty. You do see a lot of those teams. We see it all the time over in the US, like an Enable is the first person that comes to mind as a transition between those games, or Formal, for example. But it looks like these guys from Rip Halo, the throw together TSW squad, can't really make that transition. So we'll see how they go in their next game type, which is going to be S&D. As I always say, very different game type, no respawns, totally different to hardpoint. So hopefully they can pick up their game then. So we're going to get this set up, and we'll be right back after this break.